Oops, you're sideways now. Go back to the way you were. You're sideways. Got to fix it. You're sideways.
Yeah, it's the phone is sideways. It's just
yeah, but you're sideways. You got to go back to the way you were.
Okay.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Chef AJ Live. I'm your host, Chef AJ, and this is where I introduce you to amazing people like you who are doing great things in the world that I think you should know about. Well, today is the Sunday after Thanksgiving, which means it's time for Small Business Sunday, where we tell you about some incredible specials from your favorite vegan products. To kick off Small Business Sunday, we have one of my very favorite products, California Balsamic. I'd like to show for each business my favorite one of their products, but with California Balsamic, it's like I can't hold up 38 bottles. So I'll just show you my 6 favorites, which are curry, teriyaki, smoked hickory. This one tastes like barbecue sauce. Mix it with a little tomato paste and you've got sugar-free barbecue sauce. You can see this is my husband's favorite. It's almost empty, 7-herb Italian, best oil-free, SOS-free salad dressing. Sweet heat. Oh, blazing habanero. It for those of you that like it spicy. So please welcome to hear today's special, Thomas Allen. Hi, Tommy Balsamic. How are you?
Good morning, Chef. Good to hear from you. Thank you for having us on again this year. This is one of our favorite cute little one-day events. And you're right. Some of the flavors that you just mentioned there, my favorite of those is sweet heat. Ethel and I use sweet heat practically daily on our vegetables because it's mild spicy, and I am a certified spice wimp. And that's what makes it so good to me. So thank you for enjoying those.
Yeah, no, they're all delicious. It's really hard to pick a favorite, and they're all so unique. And just because I didn't hold the bottle up of another flavor doesn't mean I don't love it. But I would say I think I tend to go more for the savory than the sweet.
Yeah, and that's very true. Almost all the SOS-free customers prefer the savory flavors made with fresh ingredients just because they're so unique. It's 4.5 gallons per batch, which is not very much. We have to make batches constantly, but that's what keeps the quality high. So all is good. So we have a whole wide variety of holiday gift sets that I want to show you to start off here. And the very first one is super simple. It's a cute little mini sampler and the 1.6 ounce sample bottles here. And this one just happens to be sweet heat. You know, it's 6 little bottles in a small, cute little gift set. You can request colored boxes here. We've got purple, green, blue, and red. And you can request what color box you would like by putting that in the order notes at the bottom of the checkout page. Of course, you can request customizing each gift set, and you can tell us what color box you'd like of that. So that's really handy dandy.
Nice.
Okay, so that was the first one. The next one is called our savory sampler, which is always very popular because it has 8 3-ounce bottles. And here, this one has the ginger in it right here. But there's 8 total in here. No, you're paying for 8. It's $81, but there are 9 of the flavors in here. And we try to put all the savory flavors in this one. We have 14 savory flavors. So again, you can customize which 9 go into this pack. So that's really nice because the travel bottles are so convenient to take in your purse or your briefcase and to go to restaurants. And because they're 3 ounces, carry-on luggage approved, TSA friendly. So that's a real hit with the with those size bottles. Oh, I did want to make a couple of quick announcements. I forgot to do that before we started. The first one is Ethel and I next weekend are going to the last Harvest Festival, last Christmas show of the season. It's in Los Angeles, in the city of Pomona. It's December 2nd, 3rd, 4th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, pretty much 9 to 5 each day, 10 to 5. And we're at the Fairplex right off of I-10. So we'll be there next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And next month for You're in Our broadcast, we're still looking for 2 more recipes for pomegranate. So if anyone has a recipe they want to submit for our broadcast, send it to orders@californiabalsamic.com. Okay, now next we have another little mini sampler because the little bottles are so convenient and you get a wide variety of them. This is the mini little 10 pack that has 10 little flavors in there. You, of course, may customize it any flavors you want, the savory ones or the fruit flavored ones. Okay, now the largest of the mini packs is an 18 pack, and the 18 little ones that are in here now, 3 layers of 6, and so people get a big kick out of seeing so many little bottles when they open up the box, and it's decorated nicely here, and that's what makes it fun for the holidays. Lovely. And now this is what we call our deluxe bestseller. We have another bestseller set with 3 of the 5-ounce bottles here. This is the curry right here. Our bestseller box has 3 of these bottles, and this is the deluxe bestseller. It's $59. It has 4 5-ounce bottles and 2 cute little ones in here as well. So that's a really nice gift set, and you may customize it, of course. The holiday gift set here has 4 8-ounce bottles and 2 little ones. It's $89, and this one really has some serious weight to it. So that's a very nice set to be able to give out to someone, for yourself or anyone you like. And finally, we did this largest of our gift sets 2 years ago at this one, and we made it just as a kind of not a joke, but we thought no one will ever get something with all of our flavors in it. But so we made it up anyway, and this is called our ultimate sampler. Oh, this thing's got some serious weight to it. It is all of our 3-ounce bottles that are SOS3. There's 38 flavors in here. So it's a value of $380. We sell it for $320. And if you want it in the box, then you can have it for $325. And this is just a partial group of all of our gift sets that we have at CaliforniaBalsamic.com. And what we do here is whenever you place an order with us, we, of course, put 2 complimentary samples in with each order. But because this is Small Business Sunday, for any order that's $75 or more, we're adding 2 of these $10 bottles. For every order that's $75 or more, gets 2 of these $10 bottles of your choice. And don't forget about the 2 samples that come with each order. So it's a $32 bonus for every order of $75 or more. So that is going to make for lots of happy faces.
Wow, that's amazing.
And for that, just write Small Business Sunday, or SBS, Small Business Sunday, on there. And this is good just for today. So place an order anytime by midnight California time. So those of you on the East Coast got until 3 a.m. to put an order in and ask for the Small Business Sunday special. Do that in the order notes box at the bottom of the checkout page before you put in your payment, before that. And oh, whenever you put something into the order notes box, Ethel reminded me that if you go back to the website after you've put your order notes in, copy and save them. Because if you go backwards and then you return to the checkout page, the order notes box will be blank. So if you've got a lot of notes in there and you want to check something before you place your order, copy the order notes box. And so that way you can paste it back in after you've come back to that section of the website. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All good. So that's our Small Business Sunday extravaganza. And you're going to get, for every order of $75 or more, you're going to get 2 $10 bottles and your 2 free samples by telling us in the order notes box. And if by chance you forget, don't panic. You can simply call the number 707-367-0155 and leave us a message after you've placed the order. You can do that. And or you can send us an email at orders@californiabalsamic.com and tell us what the freebies that you wanted. So don't panic if you miss out of there. It's easily correctable.
Great, thanks. There's a question. Do you know which building at the fairground you'll be at, and will you have your sampler packs available?
We will have all the gift sets at the Pomona Fairplex. There's a lot of buildings at the Fairplex, so really just follow the signs. There'll be signs all over saying Harvest Festival, go this way. And if you go there on Friday or Saturday, Sunday, in the mornings, it's really busy. I mean, people go early and the place is really packed. So if you can, go towards the, after 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it's much less crowded. So that's a handy tip, that really helps out. Just go later on in the day if you can.
Great. I didn't realize you have more. How many savory flavors did you say you had?
I think we have 14 flavors that are savory.
So then the rest are sweet. That's so interesting. I never noticed that before.
Yeah, and we're going to be adding 2 more next year with our sun-dried tomato basil and jalapeno lime.
Oh my God, I tasted those. They're so good. You know what? I think I might like the sun-dried tomato basil better than the 7-herb Italian.
Yep. So we're going to tweak the recipe on there because if you go to the Fairplex this weekend or next weekend, we're going to have 2 little sample bottles of the 2 new flavors, and we're asking people's opinions. Should we make one flavor more or less? So we're going to ask about 1,000 people, and based on their opinions, then we'll adjust the recipe and introduce them in February next year.
So Elise says, can we still place an order if we can't use the website to get the bonus?
Oh, sure. Call me at 707-367-0155. I take orders every day, so it's not a problem at all.
Standing by. Diane wants to know if you offer gift cards.
We have gift certificates that we can say, it says a gift for you, and you tell us the price. And then what we do is we add the $9.95 shipping onto that. But the gift certificate, say a $50 gift certificate, will say $50, but we charge you $59.95 so that the person you're giving it to doesn't have to use part of their certificate for the shipping. And then we email it or put it into an envelope and mail it to the person. So it's really easy. It doesn't take long. Call me to place it. You cannot do that online. That's a telephone order only.
Great. Amy says cucumber balsamic on rice-based bowls is like a poke place without the fish. Oh my God, the best.
Cucumber is so delicious, and that's taken a while to get more and more popular, but it's easily the ruby red onion and the crisp cucumber are 2 of our newest best-selling flavors.
Right. And are your flavors, savory flavors, SOS free? All your flavors are SOS free.
All their flavors. Now, be careful. Don't go to the vinaigrette page because there are some oils in the vinaigrettes. So when you go on to products, hover your mouse over the word products, the drop-down box, and you'll see balsamic vinegar, oil-free. Go to that page.
Well, that's terrific. So Thomas, I'm going to let Nick in a minute if you want to say hello to him. So I know you can't go over all the specials, but really quickly go over the nuts and bolts and how long it's good for.
So the special offer for today until midnight California time is for any order that's $75 or more, we're adding 2 $10 travel bottles, and you'll always get your 2 complimentary Chef AJ 1.6 ounce samples with every order. So tell us what you want for all 4 freebies in the order notes box at the bottom of the checkout page.
Fantastic. And Patricia says, will you still have your annual December special?
Oh, always in December, every year. Yeah, we do that every time, always.
Great. Let me let Nick in because Nick and you are a match made in heaven because you use some of his spices in some of your vinegars.
Nick is the most important vendor I know because I use his pumpkin, his Italian herb blend, and his Persian lime for 3 of our best-selling flavors, and especially the 7-herb Italian. Nick, without you, we are lost. So thank you forever from the bottom of our hearts.
And who introduced you to Nick, I wonder?
Very bright young woman.
Yeah. Well, Thomas and Ethel, wish you the happiest of holidays. Thank you for making such a wonderful product that is enjoyed by so many so that we can eat our vegetables and actually enjoy them.
Wonderful. Thank you, Chef. Look forward to chatting with you next month.
Thank you, Thomas. Nick, you hooked up yet? Looks like he's connecting the audio. So while he's connecting, I just want to show you, well, this is going to be really hard to do because to show my favorite spices from local Spicery, I got to show you the whole box because they're the best spices. I mean, you know, you can go to the 99-cent store and get like terrible spices for 99 cents, or you can pay a little more and get non-irrigated small batch delicious spices. I'll just show you some of my favorites. The Saigon cinnamon, cassia cinnamon. This tastes like it has sugar in it, but it doesn't. This is incredible. I love the sumac, especially if you're avoiding salt. Oh, but if you're really avoiding salt, you got to try, oh my God, his new seasoning, which is called Salacious, which is the most realistic.
Hear us, AJ?
What? I'm showing off your spices while you're hooking up. Salacious, this is his salt substitute. There's no fake stuff in it. This tastes like salt. It's absolutely incredible. The showstopper topper, which I make my bagels out of, amazing.
You should see me now hook up.
Okay, let me know when you're hooked up. Oh, the I can't ever say this. Sol della Toscana garlic tomato. It's incredible. What started it all, though, is the pepperoni spice. This is like the best. It makes everything taste like pepperoni pizza. The gingerbread spice is really good, too. That's this one. And another one that I cannot seem to find is the bada bing, bada boom. It's the umami mommy. It's in here somewhere, but this is so much better than buying broths because you can just make the broth yourself, and it's incredible. I'll keep looking for it. But in the meantime, let's welcome Nick from Local Spicery. Are you all hooked up, Nick? Where'd he go? Maybe I'll have Thomas sell Nick's stuff. Nick, are you there? Nick, can he not hear me? Come on, Nick.
You there? I can't. Can I go? Hey, AJ, how are you?
Hey, Nick, I've been showing your spices while I was waiting for you, but I can't seem to see you. Can you talk bigger?
Can you hear? She can't see.
Now I can see you. Okay.
Now it's working. Okay. Are we ready to go?
Rock and roll.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to Local Spicery. We thought it'd be appropriate today to bring you into our spice shop here in downtown Tiburon. It's an absolutely spectacular day here. And Tiburon is important for 2 reasons. And the second reason I'm going to start with is Tiburon is the town I grew in, which is part of the reason why we're here. But we wanted to come today to you from the store because the store is where we connect with people. And what today is all about is connecting with people. And you know, we had our days of Thanksgiving and what it is that we're grateful for. And certainly a big thing that we're grateful for is you, Chef AJ, for all you've done for us, but also for the broader SOS-free community. And, you know, it's not just a, you know, come buy our spices kind of relationship. It has changed our health. It's changed our life. It's changed everything for us. And we are so grateful to everybody. And as a demonstration of that gratefulness, you know, most people know we don't do sales. We don't do specials. We don't discount our spices. We try to keep the prices as low as we can possibly, so that, you know, being a very small company, we can still compete with the big guys, but it doesn't leave a lot for us to discount. But on this day every year, Chef AJ's Small Business Sunday, we do offer some special values just for our friends in the community through Chef AJ. And I'm going to share with you what we've put together for you this year. I'm going to begin with our gift boxes. Many of you have bought these, and there are 3 in particular that are very, very popular among the SOS-free community. And so what we've done is we've taken those 3 gift boxes, and I'll run through them, and we've reduced the price from $35 each to $30 each just for today, just for people that follow Chef AJ. This is one of my hand It's called the Inspiration Flavor Without Salt. It's 4 savory flavors, all of them completely salt-free. It includes our famous Hestia Greek herb blend and salad dressing, the famous pepperoni spice, our Persian lime pepper, which is like our lemon pepper on steroids, and the Sole della Toscana, the mystery spice blend that Chef AJ can never pronounce. Part and parcel with that is the Inspiration Sweet Without Sugar. And I'll tell you, both of these gift boxes we first created when Chef AJ got us invited to bring some of our product to a show in Sacramento that was being put on by Linda
Middlesworth.
Forget Linda's last name. Middlesworth, of course, the great vegan mentor. And we brought both of these gift boxes and completely sold out. This one is the Sweet Without Sugar, and it includes gingerbread spice, our Moroccan breakfast spice, which is a blend we put together specifically to go in your oats. It's a Moroccan flavored blend that the driving flavors are all powerful anti-inflammatories. Our pumpkin pie spice, and fortunately, right now, for maybe the next 10 days or so, this is the only way you can get our Saigon cinnamon. We're still waiting for our ship to come in. It's actually in. We're waiting for it to get through customs and run through QA. We're hoping very soon to be back in the Saigon cinnamon business. And then lastly, this one is really for people that are starting out and looking for spices that are really easy to use that happen to be salt-free. We call this the Everything Spices No Salt for the Pantry. And all of these 4 are the types of things you can put in anything and be happy with. The Guajillo chili powder, which has always been a completely salt-free chili powder driven by the flavor of Guajillo chili pepper, which is one of the holy trinity of Oaxacan chilies. Herb de Provence from France, Italian herb blends from France, from Italy, and Jug, one of my favorite blends. It's a flavor that comes out of Yemen. It's intensely popular throughout the Middle East. And I would put this on anything. It's great on any kind of roasted vegetables, particularly goes great with the green ones, with asparagus and with broccoli. And my wife loves it on cauliflower. I'm not a cauliflower guy, but it is delicious. It's got a tangy, citrusy. It's got a chili flavor without the chili heat, and then the traditional Middle Eastern flavors of coriander and cumin. So those 3, $30 each, reduced from $35, only for today, and only if you go through Chef AJ's page. And at the Chef AJ's page, it's www.localspicery.com/Chef AJ, all one word. And then the next big thing that we put together, same terms, it's only for today, and it's only going through Chef AJ's page. We've put together a 10-jar set, and this is a set. I think this is everything that AJ just mentioned. These are her favorites, among her favorite spices that we produce. It's in the full, our new gold top glass jars, which hold about a half a cup of product. And it includes the gingerbread, the salacious, smoked paprika. There's the bada bing bouillon you were looking for, AJ. Our Sole della Toscana, pumpkin pie spice, pepperoni blend, poultry seasoning, Italian herbs, and my favorite, I put my own name on it, Nix Mex Mix, which is it's a chili-free, herb-driven blend of flavors from southern Mexico. This 10 spice set, normally it's $102 value. We've reduced the price to $88 just for today, just for Chef AJ followers. And those of you that can do math like my wife can, yeah, that means it qualifies for free shipping. So you also get it shipped for free within that. And it's a really, really, really good deal. Everything that you order through Chef AJ's affiliate page comes with 2 free samples. And for those of you that's curious, this is what the sample looks like. It's about a tablespoon of product, which is enough to complete most recipes. And the idea is so that you'll have the opportunity to try something that's new and a little bit different.
I found my bada
that's
bing,
what we're doing at Local Spicery.
I finally found it. I think I'm going to have
bada boom, not bada bing.
bada bing. Yeah, I have to put my spices in alphabetical order. That's why this stuff is amazing just to drink it. But it's so much better. I can't, after tasting this, I cannot buy box broths. They're just so pedestrian?
You know what? I made this stuff and I feel the same way. It has really fundamentally changed how I cook. And we use it all the time. We go through tons and tons of it, but I never sweat anymore whether or not I have bouillon in the pantry or have made it and it's in my freezer. And in times when you just need a little tiny bit, you can make just a little tiny bit. And the flavor, this is one of the things, the reasons why I was recently asked by Forks Over Knives magazine, what is it that we offer to the plant-based community? And it's because we cook plant-based, we understand the flavors that you're dealing with, and the blends that we're putting together are blended specifically to go with vegetables and with carbohydrates. And so, the bada bing, it's got kind of the rich mirepoix flavors plus porcini mushroom and some deep, rich umami flavors. So it really is a very lovely bouillon for anything that you're cooking.
Nice.
So part of our ambiance today, we are heating up some hot mulled cider. Sundays through the end of the year here in the store, we're going to be offering free samples of our hot mulled cider. We also sell online our mulling spices. It's one of those things that's a very, very old trick, but it's so simple to just put some spices and some cider and put it on the stove. Whole rooms smell wonderful and brings in the cuts the chill and brings in the holiday spirit, and it's delicious and it's so simple.
Nice. How do you use your mulling spice? Because I have some, I've never used it.
So, we typically we'll do it with apple cider. We'll just get a gallon of apple cider, and the quality of the cider will make a difference, although we'll frequently just use, whatever we can get at the store very inexpensively, and it's fine. The spices bring a lot of complexity and flavor to them. But, something that's, got a fuller body and, something that's been unfiltered is going to be even better. But it takes an entire jar in a gallon. So if you're doing less than a gallon, just gauge it that much. You can either wrap it up in cheesecloth. You can put it in a culinary bag. Here in the store, we make these giant tea bags, or you can do like they do in making a pot of tea. You can put the spice just directly in the pan on your stove, and then run it through a sieve when you pour it into your cup. But it takes a little bit of effort, and I personally get a lot out of it. Just the taste of the spice cider makes me feel like we're in the holiday season.
Oh, nice. Let's see if there's any questions for you, Nhat. Nope. Let's see. Well, this is amazing. What size are the boxes gift set? Asks Mona.
What size are the boxes? Oh, she said, what size are the boxes for the gift sets? So the gift sets, I would only have to guess because probably about 3 inches high, and I'm guessing 5.5 square or so. They were custom made boxes that we had made for our old spice jars with the silver lids that we can't get anymore. The 10 jar set, if you order just the 10 jar set, that'll come in a 6x6x6 shipping box.
Nice. Well, great. Well, thank you. Any new spices on the horizon?
I'm not going to make any promises because every time I do, something happens, but I guarantee there are some really exciting ones coming up very soon.
Very soon. Well, I don't know how you're going to beat the ones you have. That's for sure. Tell us what
AJ, thank you.
Yeah. I was just wondering what your most popular one is, like maybe your top 3 in case people have never ordered, like maybe a good place for them to start.
Well, when I do this, it'll show you how much you guys have influenced our business, because our top 3 sellers, our number 1 seller right now is the salacious salt substitute. And it doesn't seem to be trickling down. It seems to be getting and more and more popular, and more people are demanding it in the largest size, the bulk size. In fact, I think we sell at this point almost as many bulk bags of Salacious as we do the standard golden jars. The Salacious is it's a salt substitute. It tastes like salt, but it has absolutely no chemicals. Everything that's in this was grown in the ground, and it's not a strong salty flavor like salt on a pretzel, but when you put it in your food, it tastes salty. A number two biggest seller is the Bada Bing Bouillon, and again, it was specifically blended for the plant-based community for this type of cooking. It works extraordinarily well, and it's very, very popular. And our third is still rolling strong, and that's the pepperoni blend, which will always have a very important part in my heart because it brought Chef AJ to us.
Well, you were recently featured on the Forks Over Knives website, and I forgot to mention this to Thomas. Hopefully he knows too, as like their favorite boutique brand. Did you know that? Are you there?
Yeah, actually, and they reached out to us and interviewed us for that. Also, there's some new content in that beyond what they put in the last fall. In the
guess who told them about you and Thomas?
Oh, I know exactly where that came from. Thank you so much.
Great. Well, thank you, Nick. And maybe just once again, tell us the special, how long it's good for, and then we'll introduce our next small business.
Okay, so the specials are only good for today. They expire at midnight tonight. And to get these specials, you have to go through Chef AJ's affiliate page, which is www.localspicery.com/Chef AJ. And from there, if you click into Shop Chef AJ's favorites, you'll find all of these, and they'll have their new prices up. But we have the 10-jar set of Chef AJ's favorite spices, reduced from $102 to $88. And we have the three most popular SOS-free themed gift boxes: the flavor with salt, and the sweet without sugar, and the everything spices, no salt from the pantry, reduced from $35 down to $30. And that's just for today. And the gift boxes, I didn't say this earlier, but it is that is based on availability. I think we have like 30, 40 of each one. And when they're gone because we can't get any more of these jars. But
right. Somebody's asking if you'll ever use rectangular jars.
What I couldn't hear that, all of that. Something about a rectangular jar.
Okay. Will you ever use rectangular jars? Can you hear me? No.
Oh, there's no reason I can think of. That's bad about rectangular jars, other than right now in this crazy world, what is available in terms of glass product is extremely limited. These gold top jars, they're beautiful. They happen to be the exact same diameter as our old jars, which are important, but it was all we can get. So we don't have a lot of flexibility to be looking around for something that we'd like it to be. We kind of have to get what's available on the market and in the quantities that we need. So, one day there's no reason we wouldn't do a rectangular jar, but probably not next year.
Okay, great. And what is the shelf life? Asks someone. What is the shelf life?
Oh, shelf life. So the first part of that answer is, shell spices don't go bad. They're never going to hurt you. It's, I like to quote Douglas MacArthur right a lot in that they never die. They just fade away. They lose their flavor and their aromatics, and the things that attack them primarily are oxygen, UV light, and heat. So if you store your spices in a way where they have a really, really tight oxygen seal, and they're not in direct sunlight, and they're not in a place where the spices themselves will be heated above 85 degrees, they last pretty well. The US FDA recommends for spices a freshness date of 4 years after it's been milled. If you buy product from us, just realize that you're getting it, within days or weeks after it's been milled. The American Spice Trade Association estimates most spices take more than a year after it's been milled before it's even put on the shelf. So shelf life for our spices would be significantly longer than what you're used to. But what we like to recommend is buy spices in quantities that you're going to use in a year. And when you buy them, try to use them. That's what they're for. And, they do improve your life, both from the standpoint of joy from the flavor, but they're also, every spice has appreciable health benefits, and there's good reasons to be consuming them.
Thanks. And Mona said she meant, what is the size of the jars in the gift box, not the size of the box?
Right. So, okay. So the jars, these are our original 3/8 of a cup silver top glass jars. So it's about 3/8 of a cup of product. The actual weights, everyone's zooming in on it. You can see the weights vary significantly depending on what the product is, but it holds about 3/8 of a cup in each jar.
Nice. And then here was a question. Carrie says, can you special order sizes? I make red lentil chili and black bean soup in large quantities and find the smaller jars don't go far.
So that's a really good comment. And actually, we haven't talked about it, but I've been thinking about it, and we will talk today about opening up larger sizes on the Chef AJ blends. They're a big seller. They're extremely popular, and I know particularly with the red lentil that it takes a lot of the product to make a recipe. So
yeah, thank you.
We'll talk about it. I think probably in the near future you will see those available in bulk sizes.
Thanks. And Mary says, can you repeat the name of the broth blend, the one that makes the
it's called Bada Bing Bouillon, and it has a sub name of Umami.
Yeah,
but mostly we call it Bada Bing Bouillon.
Nice. And Diane says, can you freeze the spices?
Diane says what?
Can you freeze the spices?
I don't recommend freezing spices. And the reason why, and this is also, I don't recommend putting them in the refrigerator also, because once you put them in the refrigerator, there's a chance they'll freeze. The flavonoids, which are the biochemicals from which you get the health benefits as well as the flavors and spices, generally sit inside the essential oils. And the essential oils sit with the residual moisture inside the spice. So when you freeze it, the residual moisture, the liquid water that still sits inside that spice is going to freeze, and it will suck some of the flavor and some of the health benefit out of it. It's really best to store your spices in a cool, dry location, and most importantly, make sure you've got a really, really solid oxygen seal. One thing I will tell you, I know a lot of you guys love to use what are called fits, which are the shaker lids, but shaker lids definitely break that oxygen seal, and your spices will not last as long if you're using shaker lids.
I know, but they're easier, and I still want one.
We're looking. We are always looking, Chef.
All right. Well, people are saying yay to bulk spices, and Laura Ann, who's going to be on in a minute with her wonderful sugar-free jams, is saying, Nick, you should offer refill bags of the spices so we can use the same jars.
So we do. What we sell, it's called a plus 50, and the plus 50 bag is it will fill the jar plus an additional 50%. And we did that so that we can offer a greater value when you buy that over the jar.
All right. Well, Nick, thanks so much. These are great specials. And even when they're not on special, they're such great spices. I hope people will give them a try, especially the ones we mentioned that are just like unlike anybody else's. The pepperoni, the bada bing, the salacious. You can't get those anywhere else. The Tosca. You make the most complicated names for your, whatever that one is, but I love it. All right. Well,
we're going to rename it AJ Can't Say It.
That's right. Exactly. Well, thank you so much. I love your products so much. And especially, You know,
Thank you so much.
especially right now when I have a little bit of a cold, I can't taste very well. And man, like putting the sumac and the salacious, you know, I can still taste food with that.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
great. And I'm so glad to hear that it's helping you out.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks so much, Nick and Evelyn. Happy holidays to you.
All right. Happy holidays.
All right.
Thanks,
Well, thank you. All right. Moving on. Our next small business makes wonderful treats. Her name is Tracy. She's from Tracy's Real Foods,
Wow.
and she is going to tell you what her
Oh,
specialties are. So please welcome.
I have to sit.
Let me mute you, Nick. Okay. And yeah, that's the thing when you got one on and one. Okay. Hey, Tracy, how you doing? Happy holidays.
Great. Good to see you, Chef
Wonderful.
AJ. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I love your apron. It really does look like you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I don't know if you follow Linda on Facebook. She's always posting your products. She loves it. I mean,
Oh, Linda, she's a doll.
Yep. Well, she's
Love her so much. You're so lucky to live near her now.
I know. Well, that's one of the reasons we moved. So she's a PCRM cooking instructor, as are you, right?
Yes, absolutely. That's how I met her.
Yeah. Well, how do you have time now with your business?
Truth is, I don't.
Oh.
But I want to fit one class in this year.
Well, tell us about Tracy's Real Foods and what your premise is and what you sell.
Yeah, so like you said, I have been a Food for Life instructor with the PCRM since 2005. And I've learned so much about food and nutrition and what it can do for you. And just what's important and what's not. And so I started just creating my own recipes and my own ideas over the years. And I would just do gifts from the kitchen for friends and family and learn how to ship and things like that. So over the years, I just started doing that. And when the pandemic hit, my husband and I decided, let's just launch the brand. And so we did. So we've been learning along the way. And, the premise of it is just whole foods, plant-based, all vegan, and tasty. That's the important thing. And just thinking outside the box, like, do you really need to use butter in your cookies to make them moist? Do you really need to use white flour? No. Yes, exactly. That's the thing. It's like you need to use something, but what about using whole foods like dates, your favorite? Those are what sweetens my cookies. And lentils, I know you can't eat them, Chef AJ, but a lot of people can, and they're a great
I'm working on it. I'm working with an immunologist and an allergist and trying to be able to start eating those again.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's going to take a while, but I heard of a new treatment where you get micro doses of the things you're allergic to, and then I'm hoping to be able to reintroduce, legumes again.
Oh, that's good.
Then I can place a huge order.
And lentils are, a nice, easy to digest one for a lot of people. So that's what I use as the base of a lot of my products. And so my cookies are how it all started. And here they are. This is the classics, the carrot cake and the double chocolate. And then we moved on to a gingerbread for the holidays. And we offer that year round because it's so popular. And it was featured in Forks Over Knives, thanks to you. Darshana made a whoopie pie out of this with sweet potatoes in the middle. Amazing. And this is my pumpkin pie spice cookie, which actually has pumpkin in it. A lot of people just, it's actually called pumpkin power. A lot of things just have the spices. No, this has actual pumpkin, actual beta carotene. It's also lentil based. And then I also have an oatmeal raisin cookie on steroids, I call it. That's peanut butter banana based. It's my mom's everything cookie. So that was introduced for Mother's Day. And guess what? It's still around because everybody loves it so much. So those are the cookies. And I just want to share what my special is it's enter AJ Live at checkout. And you can order 4 items site-wide, and one of them is going to be free. So it's amazing for the holidays. It's going to be through this Friday. You can use that. And then we have an ongoing Chef AJ 10% off. So just Chef AJ, if you don't want to use the special, you can always use the Chef AJ 10% discount. So those are what I started with and started shipping nationwide. And thank you so much, Chef AJ, for your support of our small businesses. It's really helped me to reach people across the country. It's been just so rewarding and fun. And we're offering something that is very unique because these are a freshly made treat, but they're designed to not make you overeat. They're designed to satisfy you with like 1 or 2 cookies, depending on how hungry you are. But for dessert, you can have these cookies and not feel guilty about it. So that's what I'm all about. And lately, the latest I've offered is my burgers. So this is the all-American flavor. I have 2 flavors, and we call them Beyond Impossible burgers because, I've been vegan, vegetarian for most of my life. I became vegetarian when I was 17, vegan in 1990. So, when I eat out, or I'm looking at the store for some kind of burger alternative, when you want to have a burger, well, guess what? Nowadays it's mainly the Impossible or Beyond Burger, which are great. I love that people are transitioning. It's saving animals. People are having that. They're having their meat type burger, but guess what? They still have the nutrition is not much different than a meat burger. It's all fat and protein. So guess what? You can have my burgers, and I'm not trying to make them taste like meat, but they just taste great. You can have your burger experience. You can put it in a bun. You can put it, or I like having it on lettuce. You put lots of veggies. It already has lots of veggies in the ingredients. Let me tell you what's in here. Is lentils, oats, millet, brown rice, soy curls. Gives it a really nice chewy texture. Mushrooms, carrots, celery, kale. So it's got all those veggies. So really, you don't need anything else. That's why they've been so popular, because you just put them in your air fryer, put them in your toaster oven, and or even in your oven. You can put them on the grill. They hold together. My son actually puts them in this toaster to quickly heat them up. That's how well they hold together. They're clean. They're not going to mess up your toaster. So they've been like flying off the shelves. And millet, I just want to show you guys, millet is one of my favorite grains. It's alkaline grain, it's clean grain, and it's gluten-free. And that's the basis of the burgers. So what else is new is my cacao crunch. And it's, you can have your chocolate guilt-free here. It's date sweetened. You can see the ingredients. It's very, very clean. It's just got, buckwheat. Buckwheat gives it a nice crunch. Let me show you how these look. Can you see that? You see it? Yeah.
Wow.
So,
It's like Cocoa Krispies, but better.
Exactly. Yes. I love buckwheat. This is a raw product. So it's just soaked, sprouted, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, buckwheat, groats. So that adds a really nice crunch to it. It's got an alkaline and high, it's got carbs that are unprocessed, and it's really got everything you need. But it's like dessert. So that one is my latest. But if you like a cinnamon one, these are super popular. Cranberry, pecan, and cinnamon date crunch. So those are my standbys. Have been around, and so these are great for gifts. People love sending these as gifts. They're super easy to ship. They're shelf stable. And then another snack I have is my pizza crackers. So it's a great way, delicious way to get your omega-3 fatty acids. Everybody loves them. I go to pop-ups here in San Diego. Everyone that tastes them buys them because they taste so good, and they taste great. So the other thing I've been introducing this year is my spices, because, these are things that I make by myself all the time to use, my little spice combinations. This is my latest one, is my poultry free. So this is great for the holidays to make your gravy, your loaves. I have recipes on my blog. Put it on your tofu. It's going to make it taste like, turkey, because it's got the poultry spice in it. and sunny parm. What I do with this is I just parboil my potatoes, get them so they're fork tender, and then I toss them, you know, like the little like Yukon Golds or whatever. I toss them with my sunny parm, put them back in the oven, put them in the oven and roast them and get them nice and crispy. So it's a great way to do fat-free roasted potatoes and still get them crispy because it's got the natural fats in it. It has whole food fats from the sunflower seeds. And then don't forget my chicken free. That's like, you know, chicken broth, like right there. And, you know, Trader Joe's had a chickenless seasoning or something like that. And they discontinued it. Everybody was like, oh, what are we going to do? I saw online, they were selling it on Amazon for $35. So I was like, okay, I got to come up with one of these. So this is, you know, just a lot like theirs, but of course, a lot lower in sodium. Because theirs, I tasted it, it was like pure salt to me. So this has got a lot more flavor and you can use it as a base for your soup. Just make chicken broth if you're not feeling well, vegan chicken broth. So yes. And, I'm just tracysrealfoods.com and, that's where you go to
That's great. Thank you. And you have an in-person location if people are in your area?
So we don't have a storefront. We do sell in a few stores in San Diego. The vegan market, San Diego Vegan Market down in Mission Gorge area. And our granolas are sold at Cardiff Seaside Market. So, but we do the pop-ups. So there's vegan pop-ups, vegan food pop-up, that good market. So follow those pop-ups and they're happening a lot here. Because we can do stuff year round here. We can do these. So anybody in San Diego, come see us. You can always order ahead. Let us know what you want. We actually have vegan cheeses too that we sell locally. Those are half beans, half cashews, and all oil-free, which is unusual for vegan cheese. So, and you know, it's just all the flavor and none of that oil. There's a lot of them are coconut oil based. So, you know, it just gets in the way and it's, of course, damaging to your heart and not healthy. So
Joyce says, what are the ingredients in the pizza crackers? Are they raw and dehydrated and organic?
Yes. Oh, and about organic, I use organic as much as I can. I order from Azure Standard Oregon. They have great organic ingredients. And whenever I can get, you know, almost everything I use is organic. So yes, the pizza crackers are also buckwheat based, but they have flax seeds and they have sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, and then a whole bunch of spices, tomatoes, vegetables, red peppers, celery. So you can check everything out. I'm really proud of my ingredients. I've noticed that sometimes I go to check out different manufacturers and food companies and they're hiding their ingredients. I can't find them or it takes a lot. So I put it right there on the page. You know exactly what you're getting and a good description, and also the nutrition facts are next to the description. You just need to click on that and you can find out about the nutrition and everything, because that's super important. And I really want to keep in mind people's special needs, whatever that is. So I think it's needs to happen here in the food business, right? We need to know what we're eating. We need to know what it is. So yes. Any other questions?
Let me look. Do your items freeze well if we stock up? Asks Cheryl.
Yes, Cheryl. Yes. Thank you for that question. They do. Everything freezes well. In fact, when I always say in the shipping confirmation, the shipping notifications, that you should freeze everything right away. And then what you do with the cookies are amazing. All you need to do is take one out and pop it in your air fryer, or you can just let it thaw out and eat it. But you can also, you know, create like a home baked cookie experience by putting it in your toaster oven or even just in your microwave for like just a few seconds, and you heat it up nicely. So yes, I recommend freezing. That's the best way to store anything perishable. So my things are semi perishable, so I can ship nationwide. Takes a couple of days. I always ask people to choose the shipping option that's appropriate for where you are. And, priority mail has been working better than it used to. During the pandemic, it was pretty terrible, but now it's working pretty well. It's a little cheaper than UPS, and you can get stuff within, 2 to 3 days.
Great. Thanks,
Yeah.
Tracy. Maybe
Yeah.
one more time while we let in our next small business, which is Laura Ann from Laura Ann's Jam. You can just go over what the offer is.
Yeah, so our offer is using the code AJ Live at checkout, and you can get 4 items, and one of them is going to be free. And so we are including the burgers in that. So the burgers have been flying off the shelves. We're including the burgers too. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Tracy. Thanks,
Everyone. Bye.
Nice product. Take care.
Thanks.
All right. Okay, LA. We're going to LA to talk to LA.
Bye.
Nice product. Take care.
Thanks.
All right. Okay, LA. Wait, why am I hearing myself twice? Okay. Hi, Laura Ann.
Hi, how are you, Chef? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You got a very, very, very nice background.
Hey, how's it going, Chef? Chef, can you hear me?
I can hear. I'm getting. Are you on 2 things? Because I'm getting.
I've got an echo too. Is that better?
I think so. Great.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Okay, great. So
I think it's my background. We have ghosts in the room.
oh yeah, it looks very spooky. So this is Laura Ann from Laura Ann's Jams, my favorite sugar-free jam. Tell us a little bit about your product and then your special.
Well, here's my product. Da, da, da. I was trying to work it with this background, so it all has to be near me, right? So here is my entire line of my lo-fi jams, which is how I met Chef AJ. Oh, no, I'm really popular right now. Sorry, Chef.
Did you put
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Forgot to turn that off. Anyway, I'm Laura Ann. These are my no sugar added all fruit jams, right? As Chef says.
And they're delicious.
Thank you. I started with just 3 flavors, which was the strawberry, the Marionberry, which is blackberry, people ask all the time, and raspberry. So these were the first 3 I started with, and how I met you, Chef. And then you suggested a cherry, and I made the cherry for you the first time we met. So I've had that one, and I just added blueberry. So now I'm up to 5, and I don't know if I'm ever going to get up to the number that Thomas has. What did he say he had? Like
38.
Oh my gosh. And that was just of the savory, right? Wow.
No, I think he had 14 savory.
Oh my gosh. So many. I can't imagine. That's a lot to keep up with. But anyway, I have 5 jams, and I own a jam or an artisanal jam company based out of Los Angeles. I was making regular jams with sugar, which I still am, but it's so many people when I would do booths would ask me if I had any sugar-free jams, and I never did. So I started experimenting on how to make a sugar-free jam, and ended up finding a way to do it with grape juice, like to help keep the sweetened product and then preserve it a little longer. I add a little bit of natural fruit pectin, which depending on the berry could be a citrus one or an apple one. But mostly citrus so far. I mean, cherry, I barely need to put anything in because it's got so much pectin in it. But
what is pectin? I always want, what is pectin?
It's oh gosh, how do I explain it? It's inside of like seeds and pith, and it's the I guess I should know the scientific stuff by now, but it's basically what holds jams together. It's and sometimes you don't, which is why you don't need to use it in some of the jams that you make, like in marmalades, because they have I mean, you would just add sugar and citrus. So trying to figure that one out for you too. But usually they have enough pectin where that's what helps it set and keeps the like the thickness of it. I don't use a ton, and I'm really conscious of trying to make sure that it's spreadable and that it always stays true to the flavor of the fruit that I'm preserving. you shouldn't get something that just tastes like a bunch of something else, like where there's all sugar. I mean, gosh, now that I've been making jams for so long, you try another one and it's so much sugar, it's almost unedible. These are really true to the fruits. The last time I was on my birthday in November, we were making drinks with them. So I use them a lot in like making cocktails, and I don't know, they've been really popular. I have a 5-pack, sorry, with my crazy background today. I was trying to figure out like, how am I gonna do any signage and hold up little boxes and stuff, but I have these 5 flavors. I have a 3-pack on my website that you could do for gifting. It's the 3 original flavors, but if for some reason you want to change them, just write me a little note in the, in the notes area when you check out. Oh,
Yeah,
speaking of which,
this would make great holiday gifts and stocking stuffers. So if they get them now, they can use them for
it
that.
does. I have a 5-pack that's really cute, which I should have brought with, but it's in like a little it's just in a little box with a bow. I mean, it's already, the way I send them out, they're already like ready to go gifts. Just add a card. And so I also knew I'd be on this, and so I tried to write this down, but I don't think it's close enough. For today, I am doing Chef AJ Rocks for your checkout, which is what I normally do. So when you go to Lorian's Jams and you buy anything, there's a checkout code, which is Chef AJ Rocks. I went out there and changed it today. So today, since we're celebrating the small business, we're doing 20% off of everything in the store. So you have all the lo-fi jams in the lo-fi area. I made a special area on my website, so it's like easier to find. Even in the scroll down menu, I have a lo-fi no sugar fruit spread, so you don't have to look through the whole site if you want to just check those out. But I do have a full line of sugary jams as well.
Nice.
I know it's been really crazy. Holidays are always just so much, because jam is it's a really great gift. All these, like, I love that you have kind of like a foodie thing going on, and then you're going to go to the plants only people, right? So you start everyone off, getting them hungry and thinking about all the things they're going to be making for the holidays. So we made the one thing we made that I've already taken to a party, chef, is that sangria that I made on the last show. We did a bunch of mocktails together, and I made a sangria, and it's just been such a hit. And it was interesting when you were talking to Nick and he was talking about his mulling spices. That was the first thing I thought, is like, oh man, I didn't know he had them, or I would have used them in the sangria. That would have been really cool. So that had some jams in it, some fresh fruit, different juices, and you could probably put his mulling spices in there. And I made almost like a punch size sangria to take to a Christmas party that I just went to. I threw a couple sprigs of rosemary in there. It looked real festive, and it was a big hit. It was really great.
Very, very cool. Can people see you anywhere in person?
Yes, a lot. I just finished one in Pasadena. My next one I'm doing at a brewery. It's like, beer and artists. So there's a bunch of artist friends of mine that were going. I was like, well, that sounds like fun. I'll just set up in the little crafty area. So I'm doing that, which was kind of just a whim. And then after that, there's a big show in Burbank, and it's so nice. It's right in downtown Burbank, and it's put on by the Jackalope Girls again. I don't know if it's called Jackalope or if it's called Burbank Arts Festival. Hey, where are you going? Burbank Arts, but it's downtown Burbank, and it's all weekend, and I'll be there in my little booth and all my smiley glory, and I will have all of the lo-fis with me and the gift boxes. I'll have everything with me. But what you won't have is today's 20% discount that you get for hanging out with Chef AJ.
That's right. Get them now, guys. I'm telling you, they're delicious.
Yeah, because Chef AJ rocks. Oh, that's another thing about my brand. I keep forgetting because it feels like a lifetime ago. I was in a rock band, which is how the name Laura Ann's Jams happened. And so I can say with absolute authority that Chef AJ rocks, because I was in a rock and roll band.
What did you play a particular instrument?
I was a drummer. I was a drummer in, like, total kind of screaming punk band, but hey, we all.
I love girl drummers. Did you also sing?
No more than doo-wops and that. I was really busy. I was a very kind of heavy metal drummer, so there was a lot going on.
You're very artistic. That's why I think the look of your product is so nice. I'm sure you designed it yourself.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, everything. This is like, oh, this is my favorite though. See, so the tops are like little records. It actually, so I'm always playing with that, with the jams and jams. Even the name Lo-Fi Jam. I mean, that for being a 90s rocker chick, lo-fi music was like a thing, and it's kind of a stripped down, chill music. So I was thinking that my jams were kind of my, the no sugar added, it's just fruit. So it's just this like nice chill vibe and your happy time. And it's like really simple. So I was like, yeah, I like lo-fi music. So there you go.
Okay.
It's
Laura Beth, you're Laura Ann, somebody named Laura Beth says, where do you get all that fruit and how big is the location you make the jam in?
Oh gosh. It is a full-size kitchen, and I make jam with an oar now because I'm making so many batches, and it's in a huge, I don't know how to explain it. I'll send you a picture of me like next to one of these things, because there's literally an oar you mix it with, and it makes about like, I don't know, maybe 600 or 700 jars each batch, depending on how much of the fruit goes down. I mean, sometimes I get more out of the same weight, and sometimes you get less, just matters how juicy things are. And like the Tracy was just saying too, even with cooking in general, nothing's ever exactly the same. I mean, you try to, but when you're talking about fruit or something that grows on a tree, where it is and where you get it, I don't know. I'm like, what the area is like, how they treat everything. So, a lot of these farmers, since I've been doing the jam company in general for a long time, I have excellent fruit sources that I've been using for a really long time. And a lot of farmers I just know. I think that that's a big thing about like small businesses too, is we all end up working with each other and growing with each other. Like you start a small business and you do these little markets, and at the little markets are the other little people, and you really bond with everybody. And I don't know. And you're all, and like everyone's all, it's such a great community. The food community is really amazing. Your community has been amazing too. Everyone's so sweet. I usually like write a little note and when I send their jams, and they'll write me letters back and stuff. So everyone's been really amazing. Meeting you through Thomas was a very wonderful thing. You were on my thankful list this year too.
Oh, man, that's fantastic. Well, thanks. So before we let in Mallory of Plants Only, maybe you could just once again say you're special. I've been posting.
I dropped my little sign though, but it's okay. It is 20% off, and it's Chef AJ Rocks, and you want to go to lauraansjams.com. When it asks for your like a coupon code, that's where you would enter it in. I use Shopify, so most of you are probably on Shop Pay or something by now. But I've got to go out and get more of this salacious. Oh my God.
Isn't it great?
We put it on everything. And I started doing no salt, no sugar, by the way. Thank you for being my inspiration.
Well, thank you.
The oil thing, I will work my way into, but at least I've started with salt and sugar.
Cool. Yeah, it's funny because usually the salt is the last for people. Usually they start with oil, then sugar, then salt. But hey, whatever way you get there. So
baby steps. But boy, I'm coming. It's so, for me, it's fun. Because it's always like finding a new way to do something is like a new flavor, a new taste. I think for chefy people, we get very excited.
Maureen says 20% didn't work, but I'll keep trying. What do you think?
Oh, it didn't? Oh, I just changed it. Well, I'm going to go and we're going to send Mallory up
Yeah, because other people said they just bought it, so we know it's working for some people.
Oh, okay. Well, I am going to go double check, but it's Chef AJ Rocks and it's all one word. Maybe you
Laura
type-
Beth said it worked for her. Other people said it worked for them. So
Oh, maybe you typed it in wrong or put a space. It's just Chef AJ Rocks, all one word. I didn't say that. Maybe that's what it was.
yeah,
But it's always nice to see you. And if I don't see you
Nice to
over the
see you.
holidays,
Happy
I'll
holidays.
see you on the interwebs.
Yeah.
Bye,
Okay.
everybody.
Thanks.
Nice to
Take
see
care,
you.
Laura Ann.
Thanks for joining my space.
We have two more wonderful small businesses. Mallory, are you here? I let you in, so I hope you're here. Let's see. Mallory,
I am here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you have to. There she is. Hello.
There I
So
am.
now we have Mallory Taylor from the Plants Only shop, and I can't taste her stuff because it's not edible. But I am wearing my favorite hat, which is a Plants Only hat, my favorite soft shirt. It's actually a hoodie. And I want to show you a really cool product that she has. I love this. It's hanging in my house. It's a picture frame and it says, well, I got the light here, but you can see it says Plants Only with my favorite picture. So please welcome Mallory. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you doing? You look so cute in your outfit.
Well, I love your stuff. I mean, it's just so cozy and it's so soft and the colors are so pretty.
Well, I think it might be time to get you some new stuff.
Well, that's okay. I'll wear it too. I will
Right.
definitely wear it. Your stuff is very high quality. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your business and then what your special offer is.
Okay. Well, I was on last year at this time and loved being on your small business show. And then I came on another time. But basically Plants Only is a small shop. We sell gifts and gear for the plant passionate community. I started this business, actually my partner is Jane Esselstyn, who many of you know. But I started this business with Jane. My husband and Jane's husband too are involved. Because my mom was diagnosed with cancer over 5 years ago with stage 4 lung cancer. And it was a complete shock. And I was searching for a way to figure out how to help her, build up her immunity as she went through chemotherapy. And we got together and talked about it. I did all the research. I watched all the movies and I talked to Jane and I convinced my mom to go plant-based. And she was 75 when she was diagnosed, and now she just turned 80 and she's doing great. And so it was something that was so powerful to me that I thought, you know what, I want to do something to spread the word about how powerful this diet is health-wise, not only health-wise, but also for animal welfare and obviously the earth. So anyway, we started this business and everything we sell, it's a lot of kitchen tools and handcrafted cookbook stands and bamboo, salt boxes and all kinds of things. Well, spice boxes. I don't say salt. Sorry.
That's okay.
But everything that we have is etched, branded, or printed with the words Plants Only. And we make a lot of the product right here in our own shop. And I have a bunch of new products to show you today.
Oh, I'd love to see your new
Yeah.
line.
So I'll just start going through them, but we call it the everyday board. It's a hardworking everyday board and it's etched. This is all new. We used to brand everything, but now we're etching a lot of our wood products and it just looks so cute because we can include the little leaves on this and everything. So we've got this in 3 wood species. This is made locally. This is etched in a local shop right here down the road from me, so I can just go pick it up. They come in hickory, cherry, and maple. And these are all on the website and we just restocked. So that's a fun thing. It makes a great gift. It's $55. The other things that are really popular, part because of Jane and her mom, and doing this YouTube show. They did a YouTube show and they used one of our boards. And there's some viral food trend called the butter board. I had never heard of it.
I mean, I've heard of it. I don't know what it is, but I know what you're talking
It's
about.
weird. They spread butter on a board and then you put toppings on it. But she did her hummus from her recipe, and she put it on one of these serving boards. And then you just decorate it with all kinds of stuff and you scoop it up with crackers. So we have a bunch of new products these are our walnut chopping blocks. Everything's live edge. It's got this finger hole and it's branded with our logo. This one was designed as a baguette board, but you can use it for appetizers or anything like that. But these, I have to apologize because it's been so crazy here with the holidays, and my son was home from college, and I have all these ready to go. They're not on the website yet, but they're going to be on the website by the end of the day today. But basically everything that you see on the website is numbered, and the size is on there too. So you can go and pick out the exact board that you want, because these are all completely different because they're made from, all kinds of different wood. So those are two of our really popular products right now. The other thing that we're going to bring in, they're at the screen printer right now, are toddler shirts. We got a lot of questions about toddler shirts, but we do have the little baby onesies. But toddler shirts are coming in 4 colors, and they're going to be so cute. So look for those if you have a little one who would want to wear those. We've got these new little ornaments. They're laser etched on little wood rounds, and you could choose a red plaid ribbon or a green one. Those are not on the site yet, but they will be tonight. This is another product that we just added, and I think Chef AJ, you might need one of these to match your outfit, but it's kind of hard to see because of all this light in here. But these are 32-ounce water bottles. They're made by a company called Polar Camel, which is they're the exact same quality as Yeti. So they really keep your beverage cold and warm. And they've got a little flip and a straw. My daughter and I tested this thing for 6 months before we ended up selecting this, but we love these water bottles. They come in green, navy, red, and white. You can see them behind me right there. And then the other thing that is coming soon, these are so cute. We've got all of our handmade pottery over here. I don't know if you can see some of that, but we have handmade mugs that are made locally here by a local potter. But we're also going to add this mug to our line. This is a smaller, coffee mug. My husband and I fight over this every morning for our coffee. It's our favorite mug. And then we also have a larger size of this. So it's going to be like a soup mug. So these are coming. These will be here by the end of the month. They're on their way. And then this morning, I went to my embroiderer and I picked up my latest kitchen linens, and they are so cool. I've got 3 new aprons. They're all denim. This is this is embroidered, right? If you can see that logo, it's all embroidered. So these are great aprons, a blue denim, a gray denim, and then a black denim if you don't want to have it show any food stains. But these are going to be great. These are going on the website because I literally just picked them up. So be looking out for these too. And then we added some dish towels, embroidered dish towels. So one's white and one's off-white. These are flour sack towels, 100% cotton, big. So you can use them as napkins if you want, but they're great dish towels. And then they've got a little tab at the top so you can hang them. And then the other one is a waffle weave, 100% cotton. So they absorb a lot, a white and a green one. So these I'm so excited about because I've been really researching and testing these out, and they work really well. The only other thing is that we have these new cookbook stands coming. These have been wildly popular for putting these gorgeous plant-based books like yours, Chef AJ, and Jane just came out with one. Set them in your kitchen. People love these. They're like having decor in your kitchen, but they're also very functional because they hold the cookbook open. But most of ours are branded, but this one, we've added some that are etched. I'm very excited to see if people like the etching or the branding better.
What's the difference between branding and etching?
Well, the branding is, it comes out like this. It's a branding iron that I actually do myself. You heat it up and then you press it into the wood and it makes an impression and burns the wood into this. The etching is laser etching. So they use lasers to create this. So this one is more precise. And we have it, with the leaf on this one. The brand that we have is the original brand that Jane and Brian used to use on their chopping blocks. So we're still using that one. So we just do we're kind of mixing it up and doing some branded and some etching and just seeing, what people prefer. So that's my spiel. And then let's see, I was going to tell you about my code is, well, what I'm offering today, and our website is plantsonlyshop.com. What I'm offering is $20 off your purchase of $100 or more. And because it's so crazy and I haven't gotten everything on the website yet, this is going to go for a full week. So you have plenty of time to look and make your selection. So it's going to expire 1 week from today at midnight on December 4th. So all you have to do is go to our website at plantsonlyshop.com and then add stuff to your cart and then put in Chef AJ 20. It's not case sensitive. Put that in and you'll get $20 off your order of 100 or more.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's see if we have any questions from
Okay.
the live viewers. Here's one from, I saw it a second ago about would you consider, Laura Beth says, very creative products. Will you have aprons or chef hats for children? I teach a class for elementary school children using only plant-based ingredients.
We haven't thought about that, but it's a great idea. I've actually thought about doing chef coats. Is that what they're called? Coats?
Chef coat, sure. Chef
Yeah.
coat, chef jacket.
Yeah, jacket. I've thought about doing those, and but I don't know if they, if I could look around for some for children, but we didn't even have toddler t-shirts yet, so are just adding those right now. And we actually did a few trade shows this summer, or just vegan shows, and got asked that a lot because there was a lot of families that came through. But I would be willing to look at children's aprons too. That's a really good idea. I'm sure I can do that. Yeah.
That's cute. Yep. And
Yeah.
Laura Beth also says, would you ever consider using hemp? My concern is that hardwoods are being cut at a time when we need to plant, not cut trees.
Well, we have hemp. These oh, they're over here. These bags here are made out of hemp over here, but for the wood, I don't know, but all the wood that we have here is locally sourced. So I have not thought about doing hemp for wood products and things like that yet, but it's a good suggestion and I will look into that.
Great, thank you. And so this special is good for about a week?
It's for, yep, all the way through Sunday of next week. And I'm going to be adding all this stuff. So there's going to be a lot more on the website. We do have tons on the website right now, but I wanted to encourage people to check back because we're going to have so much more added over the, even today. I'm going to add a bunch of this stuff today. So yeah, you'll have all week to use that promo code.
Great. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And what about your shirts? Like you're wearing one, I'm wearing one. What are they made of? Why are they so soft? And
So this is our softest fleece hoodie. This thing is so comfy. It's a little heavier. The one that you have is a jersey knit. It's a lighter weight. It's almost like a t-shirt, but with a hood. And then I have all of these shirts. I've got tons of different colors for women and men. These are the short sleeve t-shirts. They're made by a company called Bella Canvas, and they're so soft. Sorry. I also have these shirts that I showed you on the last show they're graphic t-shirts. They're long sleeve, 100% cotton, and they show the, health, earth, animals theme. And I've got this one is a retro sunset logo. I also have stickers with all these designs on them. This one is the health, earth, animals. You can see there's all three elements there. And then I also have this one, and we have stickers.
do you have earrings?
Yep, we have earrings. We do.
That say plants only? That'd be cute.
So what we have, our jewelry, I actually don't have it out right now, but we have hand stamped jewelry. It's aluminum and brass mostly. And I have earrings that have the little sprout on, a little disc with a little sprout on them. And then I have a necklace that says plants only. And then I have a cuff bracelet that says plants only and a ring that has the little sprout. So We've got all this hand stamped jewelry. It's on our website. You could go see it right, at plantsonlyshop.com.
That is great. Well, that is fantastic. Thank you, Mallory. Any last questions? Oh, here's one from Jennifer. Do the cookbook holders keep the pages open on large books as well as small? How many pages or thicknesses do they hold?
Well, people ask that all the time. These are very, they were designed, actually, my husband and I designed this, but if you can look right there, that's about how thick it is. I'd say it's a little bit, it's like 1.5 inches thick, and you can put, surprisingly, a very large book in it. It depends, of course, where you have the book open to, if it will fit, but the majority of my cookbooks have it. I would say, cookbooks that are 1.5 inches thick fit in it perfectly. But, those huge ones like that might be a little bit hard to fit into it.
Got it. Well, great. Well, thank you so much, Mallory. Your stuff is fantastic.
Thank you, Chef AJ. It's always so fun to see you.
Absolutely. And if you ever have new products, come on during the year. You don't have to wait until Small Business Sunday.
Okay, I will, definitely.
Thank you so much, and happy holidays to you.
Thank you. You too. Happy holidays, everyone.
Well, take care. And remember, eat plants only.
Yes.
All right. Take care. We have one more fabulous small business, and she's actually a relative. It's my sister-in-law, Elaine Shrewsbury from Elaine's Green Heart Bakery. And she makes these wonderful bars. She actually made them on the show, but most people don't want to make them themselves. So guess what? You can buy them from her, and she'll have a wonderful offer from you. Hello, Elaine. Hello. Are you there?
Hi, AJ. How are you?
Hey, oh, what a beautiful, wow, you got your tree up and everything.
I know. Well, we went to a lot of effort to make your show really great.
Oh my God, it looks beautiful. So we saved you for last but not least, and tell us about your wonderful product and how we can get it.
Yes, exactly. So actually, AJ, I'm doing the rainforest cake, not the bars. Although when they go to the Etsy shop, they'll see the bars. So yes, it's the rainforest cake. And you may or may not remember, but so this will be the 30th holiday season.
Oh my God.
I know,
I
right?
can't believe I've known you 30. I'm old then if I've known you 30 years.
I know it, right? I mean, I've been lately this year kind of tripping out on like, oh my gosh, what did I do with my life? Well, so for 30 years, I've been on my mission of making healthy vegan food that's super yummy, delicious. So this cake came out of my most popular cooking class in the early 90s. So that class was, of course, the holiday cooking class. So guess what I called it back then? Holiday fruit cake, because that's so clever, right? So once I decided to start making this for the holiday season of 1993, I didn't have a name. I'm not good at coming up with catchy names like you are. And so I was sitting on the floor looking at all the big cases of unsulfured dried fruit I had bought. And Brazil nuts come in a 44-pound box, vacuum packed. And it was stamped on the boxes, save the Amazon rainforest, eat more Brazil nuts. So of course I was like, okay, how about Elaine's Rainforest Cake? So that's how I got the name. So we make it in 2 sizes. There's the 1-pound size and the 2-pound size. And in the cake, so the cake is really simple ingredients. So we have the dates, the organic raisins, the Brazil nuts, the they're dried cranberries, craisins as we call them, the pineapple, and the apricots. So you'll notice none of the fruit is a neon color. This is super important. The fruit is not sulfured. Obviously, if you go to the regular grocery store and you look at apricots, they're going to be like neon orange. And so people may or may not know the sulfur, that's actually poison. And so this part's kind of gross. So in a warehouse, when there are cases of sulfur dried fruit and unsulfured, and rats get in the warehouse, what will they eat? They will eat the unsulfured fruit because they know that the sulfur is poison. And I remember that being explained to me when I was first sourcing my ingredients in Los Angeles, right? Having to go down to all the warehouses and talk to everybody. So very good. Also, there is fresh orange zest. We don't have any more oranges because we made 2 batches yesterday. We used up all of our oranges, but there is fresh orange zest. And we sweeten with a little bit of agave. There's also a little bit of organic brown rice flour, but you're going to see when I cut the cake, oh, I was going to put on my glove, is that you won't see any flour. This was part of the early comments when I was taking this around to stores back in 1993. We would cut the cake and the buyer would say, but there's no cake. It's all dried fruit and nuts. They would say, you're never going to get rich. And I would say, well, that wasn't really the goal. I'm not making it to get rich. Obviously, AJ, you remember what it was like 30 years ago. We were trying to get people, first of all, to even try something that was vegan, right? And initially, now, of course, we put this green vegan heart on everything. But I can remember, and so do you. You and I had a phone conversation about this. We didn't even used to mark things vegan because it would frighten people. It's like, how about a little fire, scarecrow? And so the code word back then was cholesterol free or heart healthy. And I remember you even telling me that on the phone when you called me one day. And now, of course, without fear, we can put a green vegan heart sticker on everything. And so the idea is, all of this came again out of John Robbins' Diet for a New America. So the idea was, what about food that's good for humans, doesn't involve animal cruelty, and it's good for the environment? What about everything working together in unity and in unison, right? And so, as I used to say, standing in the stores, sampling this out every holiday season all over Los Angeles, I would say, give a gift of love. Love for yourself, love for the animals, and love for the planet. Of course, it's the healthy version of a fruitcake, right? And so some people would come up and say, oh, I hate fruitcake. And I would say, well, sure, because what you hate is all that glacé fruit that's super sticky sweet, that's got the artificial dyes. So yes, you'll notice that the top of the cake, it has a very natural appearance with the pineapple and the craisins that we add. And you can see some of the Brazil nuts. One of the great things about this cake is that it keeps really well. So of course, hence then all the fruitcake jokes about, oh yeah, it's the same fruitcake, but it does keep really well. And in fact, back in the 90s, Dr. John McDougall said that he and his wife, Mary, would always travel with the cake in their suitcase because it keeps great at room temperature. And then that way, if in their travels, they were somewhere where there weren't a lot of vegan options or whatever, they knew they always had something good to eat. Also in the 90s, remember before the internet? So people used to actually sit down and handwrite me cards and notes and mail them to the bakery. And a lot of stories were fascinating. We got one from a young guy. So he was going to climb El Capitan in Yosemite. And so he put one of the big cakes, in his pack. And he said this was great climbing food. And then it turned out a lot of people started using this as hiking food, healthy snacks. There were 2 young men who rode their bikes across country from Santa Monica Pier to the East Coast. And they ate kind of all the bars that were on the market at that time, but they said yours are our favorite by far. And so what would happen is I would pre-slice the cake, wrap up the slices, and they would have me send the boxes onward to general delivery to one of the towns on their route. And then they would pick those up, and then they would, they said, Rainforest Cake really takes you the distance.
That's great.
Yeah, thank you. So this year for shipping, we're going to use our Etsy shop again, because the Etsy platform, they've got all the kinks worked out. Well, I know, I'm not telling you what the special deal is this year. So going back historically, we had these white burlap bags sewn. I, of course, had to sew the first couple hundred, but then finally we got a lady who was sewing them for us. We have 30 left, and I thought that was kind of appropriate since this will be our 30th holiday season. We have 30 of the white bags left, and so for the first 30 people that go ahead and order, their cake will come in this burlap bag. But if you're not one of the first 30th people, or for some reason you don't like burlap, this is how we're just doing like a holiday wrap like this, with some colored paper and a ribbon. They come in this good shipping box, so they don't get damaged. The joke I used to like to make was, well, what's so great about the rainforest cake is, even if the UPS driver kicks it all the way to the truck, it'll stay, right? Well, 2 years ago, oh my gosh, remember 2020 when things got held up because that was like the COVID Christmas? Some of the people that bought their cakes got their cakes in 2 days. Some people, it took a week or 2. It doesn't matter, because the cake will not spoil. It will not perish in that amount of time. I mean, in truth, I had a lab test done because I used to sell these cakes to Whole Foods, right? So I had a lab test done way back at the beginning. And when I came in after 6 weeks, the lab said, well, congratulations, you created like the perfect food. It's not spoiling. So don't worry. However, I like personally, and it'll say that when your cake comes, it'll come with this cute little enclosure with important information like the ingredients. But at the bottom, it says, my favorite way to have the cake is to have it cold, meaning chilled in the refrigerator. And then I actually like to thinly slice it. And if you're looking to do like some kind of a buffet or put this out, you can, it's very, very pretty when you put it out on a tray like this. And if you think, because it's so filling, you may also choose, to cut the slices in half like that.
I like to toast it, actually. I've toasted it before.
I know you said that last year, and I've never actually heard.
No, it's really good. And then you put some Laura Ann's jam on. I'm not kidding. It's really good that way.
Wow. Well, very good. Well, of course, once you own the cake, it is yours to do. Like, of course, whatever works for you. Here in Tucson, of course, Tucson's famous for the incredible hiking here. And so here I have customers actually who buy these big cakes year round, 2 at a time, because they're going to slice it and take them hiking, right? And the funny part is Tucson gets, as you know, because you just moved out of the desert, Tucson's too hot to hike in the summer. Right now, this is like prime hiking season, like now through April. But so what happens to the people in Tucson that want to hike? they go to Colorado. So I have certain customers who buy a couple of the cakes and take them with them to Colorado for their hiking food for the summer months. So very good. I didn't give you prices. So the 1 pound cake is $28 this year. Of course, ingredients keep going up. The 2 pound cake is $48. This year, we standardized the shipping. If you watch every year, I know every year we try some new shipping thing. This year, we are going to do USPS, so the post office, priority mail. And what we're actually doing is we're taking the brown shipping box and we're putting it inside a padded flat rate envelope. And so the postage will be $11. Now, what's important to know is that that padded envelope will only hold one of these boxes. So, you know, we could sit here all day and say, well, what if we don't use the boxes and we just cram 2 cakes in 1 padded envelope? We could do that, but then who knows what the post office is going to do, right? You just don't want it, you don't want it crushed. So it's going to be $11 per cake because the cakes go inside the corrugated boxes. I had this tilted up so you can kind of see.
Elaine, if someone lives in Tucson, can they buy these from you in person?
Oh, absolutely. Oh my gosh. My booth at, so I'm in the biggest farmers market that exists in Tucson. So AJ, let me tell you, this is not like the Hollywood farmers market, okay? You know, we in Tucson, because they're selling stuff that grows here in the desert, right? So it's not like the Hollywood farmers market with mountains of produce, but there are still 100 vendors. And obviously there's a lot of prepared food. There are a number of vegan vendors. I could kind of brag and say there's a lot more than when I started in 2013. I can remember market managers bringing a new young vegan vendor over by my booth and saying, try to make your booth look like Elaine's. And I'd be a little bit like, hey, you know, what's going on here? But I'm in the biggest farmers market here, and that's called Heirloom, and it's on Sunday morning. I'm missing the market, of course, today to be on the show. And people can just come to the market and get the cakes, of course. They also can call. Certainly, my phone number is kind of everywhere on the internet, on my website and everything, greenheartbakery.com. And people are welcome to call or email and say, please hold, you know, however many cakes they want. Now, when they go on the Etsy shop, you know, as I say, the Etsy platform is so professional, so together. That's why we don't really try to compete with it. But on there, there's a place where you can personalize a message. We can either handwrite it on the back of the enclosure. Otherwise, we can just print it out from the Etsy website because obviously this is a beautiful, beautiful holiday gift that's really special. So
Right.
there you go.
Could they order the bars if they wanted to also?
Oh, you mean where it's pre-sliced?
No, you know, the wonderful
Oh,
bars.
the
that you make.
apricot date breakfast bars. Yes, you know why? Because those are in the Etsy shop. So in fact, if you go, so it is kind of crazy because, you know, here in Tucson, I'm doing Whole Foods plant-based meal prep, SOS free, right? So every week I have a different menu. We've got soup, salads, sandwiches, 2 entrees, right? Then we've got all the baked goods. So we have a ton of stuff here in Tucson. But on the Etsy shop, all people will find will be Rainforest Cake and the apricot date breakfast bars. So thank you for asking. Absolutely. People can go on to the Etsy shop and they can choose the apricot date breakfast bars.
Nice. Thank you. Let's see if there's any questions in the chat. You know, people are saying how to order those cakes. Well, you mentioned it. And also there's what's called show notes. So guys, if you look under the video on YouTube, it's completely written out. And plus I keep typing it in the chat. So just click those links.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know in the show notes, so I also put some of the famous people, some of them are in heaven now, of course, who love, a 30-year span, right? Some of the people that really love the rainforest cake in Los Angeles. At the moment, who's on my mind is Olivia Newton-John. Back in the early 90s, I was trying to sell a TV show. So think way back then, right? So I was trying to sell a cable TV show. And Olivia Newton-John so loved the rainforest cake. She was buying it in Malibu at a store we used to supply called Pacific Coast Greens. That's also where Paul Newman, found it. And she contacted me. She was just such a beautiful person. She was an environmentalist. And I can remember doing an environmental fair at USC. And about 50 people attended, right? And I was set up with Rainforest Cake. And here came Olivia Newton-John with a slouch hat on. She was sort of dressed like Annie Hall, this indigo, not a pinafore, but like a jumper and whatever. And she just came along and said in her very beautiful voice, she says, "Hello, Elaine." And, but she offered to be my first celebrity guest should I ever get that TV show sold. Of course, I never did. People were horrified that the show was vegetarian. And I used to say, actually, it's not vegetarian. It's worse. It's going to be vegan. And that would always be like, boom, not interested. So the world has really changed a lot. And for that, we're so, so grateful.
Oh, nice. People are saying the best way to store your product, would it be in the refrigerator, the freezer?
That's up to you. It will keep both ways. And that reminds me of another funny story. One night at the bakery when we were baking for Thanksgiving a number of years ago, the phone rang and it was an ashram in Chicago. And they were so excited. They said, guess what? We just found a rainforest cake in the pantry from last year that we somehow overlooked because we bought a lot of them. And so that was a whole year later. They said they put some water on it, wrapped it up, kind of rehydrated it, sliced it and ate it. And they said, we just want you to know it's so good. And I thought that was pretty funny. Most of us, though, are going to use refrigeration or a freezer. And then the cake will just keep indefinitely.
Nice. Great. Well, I hope you get a lot of orders. People are saying that they love your fruit cake and they're going to order. So be among the first 30 and get that little special bag.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you. Good to see you. Any new products on the horizon?
That's so interesting. We make so many, like what comes to mind is like, again, I'm in Tucson. So what we're starting to make this coming week, being December, we'll be making our chocolate peppermint cookies, our gingerbread people all decorated, but not decorated with junk. We use a lot of unsulfured fruit actually to decorate gingerbread people. But I'm thinking that your question is really pertaining to what I might put in the Etsy shop. And that I haven't really thought of. I have thought of putting our organic chocolate brownies. It's a cake brownie, obviously no oil or fat, and it's organic whole grain oat flour and cacao powder. They are sweetened with some maple, some agave. I have thought about putting that in the Etsy shop. The thing is they're perishable, that if they take longer than 5 days, right? If the post office screws up, doesn't deliver, whatever, those will spoil because they don't have preservatives in them, right? And I could get very technical about unsecured water molecules, but I won't talk about chemistry.
Well, it's so hard to find dried fruit, not only that you're saying is unsulfured, but that doesn't have oil in it. A lot of dried fruit has oil.
Yes, yes, you're right. Natural Grocers is a pretty good source, actually. And in truth, what we're doing now, as we are measuring out the fruit, we take big bowls and we're soaking all of it in hot water and then washing, and rinsing. And I was watching your show the other day when you were talking about the dates. We actually, if you go back 30 years, we were actually using the date pieces that were rolled in oat flour that I used to buy. I would buy 10 cases at a time. They came out of Thermal, right, near Palm Springs. But now I'm using the Deglet Nor. We actually take scissors and cut each one in half, because exactly what you say. I mean, I've got food processors that have a scarred inward groove, right, from where the blade grabbed a pit and dragged that around, right? So yeah, we're very, very careful. Like, we don't want anybody hurting one of their beautiful teeth.
Yeah, great. Well, thanks, Elaine. I hope you get lots of orders, both in person and online.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. I know we're really in the spirit this year.
Great. Thank you. And thanks all of you for watching another episode of Chef AJ Live. Remember, a lot of these Small Business Sunday specials are good for a week, but some are only good for today. So whether you're watching live or on the replay, please look right below the video. It's called the show notes. All the links are clickable and they will get you the specials, and all these wonderful small businesses. They answer their phone, even on Sunday, most of them. So please, if you have any questions, do that. And please come back in about a half hour. I have a bonus show today with Michelle Deborah, like Deborah, but she's raw, lost a lot of weight eating a raw food diet, and she is going to be making a raw vegan pumpkin pie for the holidays. Take care, everyone.